Okay, welcome back. If you've lasted this long, God bless you. I hope you're getting something from this. Um, mm, okay, let's focus a little bit on Satan. Why is this important? Especially believers. We spend a lot of time in church talking about Christ, and that's great. Don't get me wrong. Christ should be our focus. But if we look back, remember how I said at the beginning that we're going to talk about war metaphors and analogies that are used in the Bible, and how that Paul told us through Christ to put on the whole armor of God so that we can withstand the fiery darts of the devil, that we are fighting against principalities and powers in high places. Well, we're getting ready to talk about those principalities and powers in high places in this section right here. What I showed you in the last section, once again, remember, those were just means to achieve an end. Now we're going to focus on the force behind it. And I'm just going to say right off, I don't have a video of freaking Dick Cheney. And you know what I'm saying? Like, no, nothing against you, Dick Cheney. I mean, yeah, but not right now. We're good. I got nothing against you, but just for example, of any major politician in front of you saying, the New World Order is real and we're going to succeed, and we're led by Satan. I have something very similar to that, and that's number 4. But I don't have that exactly. But what I do have, after you watch, I want you to think about, dang, man, like, systemic Satanism is very real. And goodness gracious, they have a lot of resources. If there's 2 things that I want you to take from this, the main idea is that Satan leads the New World Order and is responsible for all this stuff that I just showed you in the past. But the 2 main things, I want you to take out, man, systemic Satanism, systemic Luciferianism is a real thing. Number 1, they mean business. And number 2, they got a lot of money, man. And they got a lot of power, man. And they will screw you. Pardon my language. They will screw you to achieve their ends. Yes, they will. See Strecker's brother. See the politician. See Stanley Meyer. And they will try and get in your brain. See Smedley Butler. They will kill your family to justify going after oil reserves in a country that didn't even have anything to do with their own narrative. And we bought it hook, line, and sinker. That's Satan, bruh. That ain't nothing more than Satan. And I'll get into this later, but I don't know how many of y'all have ever tried to organize human beings to do anything, but that was one of my other main things. Like, man, I got to tell people about this. You know how I really know that Satan is behind this? Aside from the things that I'm about to show you, is like, man, this system of oppression is so secretive and yet so much in your face and has so much power and so much organization. It's almost as if there was a being that at least had some much higher degree of knowledge, like not a divine being because they're not beneficent, but some powerful being that is behind this thing. Because I'm telling you right now, yeah, a human can invent a water-powered car and all this stuff, but people are not that smart, y'all. People are not that organized. People are messy and people are stupid. I'm messy and I'm stupid. I'm not excluded from that. But what I'm saying is, to carry on a deception that lasts centuries, you really think regular people are capable of that? I'm telling you that they are, but they need some help. Okay? Now, maybe I'm starting to sound crazy to you, but I don't care if you think, hey, look, they that hath ears, let them hear. Let the Holy Spirit guide you. Watch these videos. But before we get there, check out this thing. It's on the back of your dollar bill. Like, why is the thing on the back of my dollar bill on the screen, Torres? You've probably heard this before. And I think it's funny. I'm actually going to find this on Wikipedia really quick because it's hilarious. But this says Novus Ordo Seclorum. Right now, my mom is doing her Latin in her head. I can already see her. But yeah, I'm not going to do it, but you should totally do it because it's hilarious. Go you can go to the Wikipedia article that pertains to Novus Ordo Seclorum. It literally translates to New Order of the Ages. But then Wikipedia says something like, conspiracy theorists say that this translates to New World Order, but it actually translates to New Order of the Ages. Ah, it's not tomato, it's tomato. Ah. Like seriously, like when you read that, you're like, really, Wikipedia? Like, okay. Like, it says New Order of the Ages on the back of your dollar bill. And I'm about to show you New World Order stuff. I'm about to show you some stuff. Buckle your seatbelts because it's about to get real. There's one video I'm gonna brace you. It's a little long. It's like 16 minutes, but you're gonna be at the edge of your seat all 16 minutes. And this girl, God bless this girl, who's now a woman, but God bless her, because wow, she has so much courage, so much courage. Okay, we're gonna watch. We're going to see examples of Luciferianism all across the world. We're going to see some in Britain. We're going to see some influence from the United States. And we're also going to see some information about kind of like how the powers that be get together and come up with these plans and stuff. We're going to get into that too. So here we go. Let's see what video number 1 is. I'm pretty sure it's the one I was just telling you about the girl. And if it is, brace yourself. If not, they're all interesting. And this is the longest video I have. So like I said, watch till the end. But yeah, like, this girl has so much courage. I think this is it. I hope this is it, because this is the video, let me tell you. Whew. Yep.
But everyone who was there, which must have been about 20, from 10 to 20 people. If it was a big ceremony, it used to be 30.
What would your grandma be doing when these men were forcing themselves on you?
Usually laughing or smiling or having sex with another man or other men.
Who was the leader? Who was the boss of the gang, of the cult?
At home it was my nan.
Your nan made you have sex with animals?
Yeah. Like goats and donkeys. I've seen loads of babies killed there, just newborn babies, or aborted ones which were only small. 4-year-olds.
During these ceremonies, was Satan, the devil, ever referred to?
He was called Lucifer.
What did they say about the devil, about Lucifer?
That killing the people made him happy.
Do you think they were rich people then?
Very rich. There was a tramp who was brought in once, and he was killed. He was cut from his throat down to his stomach, and they ate him, or bits of him.
They killed a man at a ceremony?
Yeah.
In front of you?
Yeah, in front of all of us.
Did this man fight back?
No, I think he was, drunk or something. He seemed really dopey. He was laughing a lot when he was brought in. And he started screaming when they began to cut. Friends of the family and strangers and my family used to rape me. Make me abort the babies I had.
It would be hard to imagine more misery and suffering than what Teresa says she's had to endure.
Then us kids would be made to do things with the adults and the animals, and then a sacrifice would happen.
The sacrifice? Were these animal sacrifices?
Animals and people.
On what scale do you think this was happening?
Enormous. Far beyond what we've ever heard of here before.
Teresa's mother, Bridget.
You're talking about mass murder?
Yes. On a scale that this country's never heard of before. Like the old people's homes now, only these are...
For the first time, Teresa is learning what it's like to live with love instead of fear.
Pretty low.
In this quiet English village, with the help of her mother, she's slowly repairing her broken life. Teresa is now 15, but at the age of 2, she was left in the care of this woman, the grandma she called Nan. And that, she says, is when her torment started.
Who was the leader? Who was the boss of the gang, of the cult?
At home it was my nan.
Your Nan made you have sex with animals?
Yeah. Like goats and donkeys.
The story of Teresa is a story almost too horrible to recount. A case of child abuse that goes well beyond the kind of things we normally associate with the abuse of children. In 27 years of reporting, it has to be one of the most painful stories I have ever had to tell.
How many men or how many people would have sex with you?
What, at one time?
Yes.
But everyone who was there, which must have been about 20, from 10 to 20 people. If it was a big ceremony, it used to be 30.
What would your grandma be doing when these men were forcing themselves on you?
Usually laughing or smiling or having sex with another man or other men.
A chronicle of debauchery and depravity so horrific it's hard to believe. You have to ask yourself, could Teresa be just making it up?
No. I know what's true and what's not. No, I know what I saw.
Children don't make up elaborate lies that this would have to be if it was a lie, which I know it is not. It isn't.
This couldn't be a terrible dream, a nightmare that you're reliving.
No. It's no dream. It's a nightmare, but it's not one you can wake up from. It's there all the time.
This really happened? You're quite sure of that?
Yeah.
The police don't think Teresa made up a story. Some of the cult members are to stand trial. 5 men have been charged with rape. As for Nan, the grandmother, she's 61 and lives in this council flat in South London. She's charged on 7 counts of aiding and abetting rape and 2 counts of performing abortions on Teresa. If you're finding this hard to believe, so did I at first. But then there are the medical reports, evidence of sustained sexual abuse. And there's this, a statement prepared for 60 Minutes by Teresa's psychiatrist. It says, in my opinion, Teresa's account is not the product of a psychotic illness, nor the figment of a fertile imagination. I believe her to be telling the truth.
I know what's true and what's not.
We also took Teresa's story to this man, therapist Ray Wire. He reads a transcript of our interview and listens to her voice.
It's no dream.
Few people, if any, in Britain have counselled as many victims of satanic abuse or Satanists themselves as Ray Wire has. If there is an expert on satanic cults, it would have to be him.
Do you believe Teresa's story?
I believe Teresa's story. It's exactly the same story as I've heard from men who says they've done it.
You've dealt with other cases like hers?
Yes.
21 cases like hers, he says, in the past 2 years alone.
Themes like they were put in boxes with spiders and worms, where they were trapped in fear, where there was a high use of excrement and urine, where there was talk of human sacrifice.
Take just one of those rituals, putting children in boxes with spiders and worms. Now, listen to what Teresa told her mother.
And they had a coffin-like box that children were put in with spiders and snakes and the lid shut and left in there. I would have come out deranged. I could not have coped with that mentally at all.
You have evidence to back up stories like Teresa's, that this is really happening?
Well, we have that age of child, 6, 5 and 4, giving information that ties up with Teresa. How do those children know? How do those children able to describe rituals, to talk about ceremonies, to talk about sacrificing animals? How do those children know?
Nightmares, imagining it?
You can't imagine those things at 3 and 4 years old, and you also don't have the evidence of anal sex abuse and oral sex abuse and all that other abuse that clearly those children have experienced and endured.
During these ceremonies, was Satan, the devil, ever referred to?
He was called Lucifer.
Y'all need to wake up right now. Right now.
What did they say about the devil, about Lucifer?
That killing the people made him happy.
Sacrifices to please the devil.
To talk about.
According to Teresa, the worst rituals took place at a house somewhere in the country.
It was big, expensive. From the front, it looked like a castle. It had a long drive and big double wooden doors.
Filthy rich.
Do you think they were rich people then?
Very rich.
Mm.
Now, where was this big house somewhere in the country? Teresa says she can't take the police there because the Satanists made sure she'd never know how to find it.
Teresa was always drugged, or on a couple of occasions she says she was knocked out, so that she never fully knew the route.
There was a tramp who was brought in once, and he was killed. He was cut from his throat down to his stomach, and that they ate him, or bits of him.
They killed a man at a ceremony?
Yeah.
In front of you?
Yeah, in front of all of us.
Did this man fight back?
No, I think he was, drunk or something. He seemed really dopey. He was laughing a lot when he was brought in. And he started screaming when they began to cut. But after a while, he died. I'd seen a few killings before then. Although I wasn't used to it, that was the worst one. I really don't know what I thought. I suppose I thought, thank God it's not me.
Let me get this right now. Are you saying that you saw more than one person killed in that house?
Yeah. I've seen loads of babies killed there. Just newborn babies. Or aborted ones, which were only small. 4-year-olds. Any age, really.
Did they ever say they might kill you?
They threatened to kill my little girl, who, when I left, was still at the house.
A friend?
Huh?
What little girl?
My little girl, Alex. She's about 4 now.
You mean you had a child?
Yeah.
How old were you when you had that child?
11.
Motherhood at the age of 11.
Never talked
But
about it.
from what Teresa told her mother, it wasn't the only pregnancy.
We think about 7 or 8 times. It's hard to say. It was constantly happening from the time she was capable of being pregnant.
What happened to the pregnancies, to the babies?
They were aborted by my nan or by one of the doctors at the house.
There were doctors there at that house?
Yeah, there was 2, I think. Yeah, and a nurse.
What would happen to the fetuses, the unborn babies?
They used to be taken away most of the time, and one time baby was taken out of me and then killed in front of me because it was still alive.
And then what would happen?
Well, after they killed it, they would eat it. But we were also made to eat it.
You were made to eat your own fetus?
Yeah.
Who made you do this?
My nan.
You'd think the one person in the world you could leave a little girl with would be Grandma, someone to give her love and protect her from harm. Yet, when Teresa was left to live with her grandmother, they might as well have handed her to the devil himself.
Grandmothers, I mean, the vision it conjures up for you, a sweet old lady, grey hair, rosy cheeks, holding her arms out to love her grandchildren. And it was exactly the reverse.
But why was Teresa living with Nan in the first place and not with her mother?
Well, when my first marriage broke up, I took the children with me and couldn't cope. So I gave them to their father, who in turn moved to his mother's. And
to Nan's place?
Yeah. And when he left the Nan's place, he left the children there.
How do you feel now towards her grandma and the other people who did all those things to your daughter?
They disgust me. They are the worst form of life this earth has had the misfortune to create. Vile.
Did you ever try to run away? You must have been frightened.
A couple of times I did, but my uncle, he caught me and brought me back.
Going to the police? Did that occur to you?
No. I thought it was normal, even though I didn't like it. I mean, you don't like to eat greens, but somehow, I thought it was just being cool.
At the end of it, yeah. All right. So, yeah. That woman. Have you ever heard this story before? Yeah, I should have wrote it down, but gotta remember, I think this was a segment from 60 Minutes or something. But it was called Satanism and the Occult. That was from what? It is a few decades ago. But have you heard of this? I doubt it. And I don't think that that's a coincidence. God bless her family. Oh, okay, let's keep going. And remember at the beginning I said stuff is going to be interesting, but some of it's going to be heavy. That's the heaviest load. The first time I saw that, well, first of all, and I hate to admit it, but obviously I was disgusted, but part of me was like, man, maybe if I show people this, they'll wake up. I hate people saying oh yeah, I'm woke. And then they're all like, oh, don't forget to vote. don't forget to, call your congressman. Don't forget to do this. 9/11, never forget. Hey, newsflash, you can't forget if you never knew in the first place. My bad. If y'all are woke, then I'm a freaking insomniatic. I've never slept. And I know I know God hasn't. The people that are out here tracking the stuff like me, that will shoot, then we've never slept. If y'all are awake. Seriously? Like, I'm not saying that to put y'all down. I'm just saying, like, this is really serious. Okay? This is very serious stuff. Like, there's things in this presentation that I'm not going to cover, like the deep web. If you've never heard of the deep web, you need to wake up. The fact that your kids are with you safe in your house right now, yeah, that's a miracle and a gift from God. And you need to worship him. Okay, I'm done. But I'm just saying, if it was not for God's grace and mercy, whoa. Okay, he that hath ears, let him hear. I'm sorry, I just got really passionate right there. But this, I am not joking with this. The people who are tracking this, they're not joking with this. I know Yahweh is not joking with this. Choose ye this day whom you will serve. Let's keep moving on. I don't remember which one this is. Let's see it. Oh, this one's great. All right. So yeah, music artist The Weeknd performs on stage while giving praise to Satan. Now, when I play this video, and this one's like a minute long, well, just watch the video. Let's see what happens. But this is happening live at a concert in Copenhagen that he put on. I don't know what year it was, but Weeknd's only been around for 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. So it's relatively recent. And I want to remind y'all, my degree is in film. I'm usually pretty good at spotting CGI, Photoshop, things like that. This is smartphone footage, and I'm sorry, but there's no way this is Photoshopped. Now, if Snopes picks up on this and they decide to say it's Photoshop. And by the way, you people who really y'all, I got people who get out here and fact check with Snopes. Come on, fam. Are you really that easy? You really that easy? You gonna fact check with Snopes? Oh, Snopes says that 9/11 wasn't an inside job and it was really Al-Qaeda. Tough luck, architects and engineers, for 9/11 truth, because Snopes says you're wrong. Yeah, y'all are funny, bro, I swear. But yeah, take a look at this video. Once again, it's not I'm just saying, it's like when you think about, I'm in this too, because once again, remember, I used to be where y'all are at, and I still am in some aspects. But man, when you really just look at how foolish we are, y'all, we are foolish, bro. Humans are foolish. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna hit play on this, but when you see this, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, what we just saw was Satanism and Luciferian influence in high places, very rich people, affecting and abducting children in London. I wonder if that gets close to home at all. The Weeknd, he is signed to the labels EXO and Republic, but the parent companies, if you Google, of EXO and Republic are Universal Music Group, which is an American media conglomerate. Okay, which makes The Weeknd and his music an American made product. Now, check out your American made music. Let's see what's going on here at his live performance. Let's see what's going on. Some of y'all still missed it. I know I did the first time I saw this. Oh! Oh, hold the phone. Wait a minute. We gotta rewind that back. Like, are you serious? Come on. All right, here we go. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pause here, y'all. Now, some of y'all are privy to the whole like Illuminati. Some of y'all are privy to the whole. Oh yeah, I'm still recording, right? Okay, good. I thought I accidentally paused the recording and not this. But yeah, some of y'all are privy to the whole like Illuminati or whatever in the entertainment industry. But take a look at this. This is at a live performance. It's Satan is on the screen. It's on the screen. Like the first time I saw this, I looked at my wife. I was like, "This is bonkers," because so many questions. Because it's like, okay, so remember my degree in musical theater, radio, television, and film production. So I'm looking at this from so many different vantage points. Like, how much money went into putting on this entire tour? Because the same visuals are being used likely for the entire tour. Because why would they make different visuals for each show? That just doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of money. Remember, it all goes back to the money. So how much you really think this was an accident? Like the VJ was just like the VJ is a video jockey, right? It's a visuals jockey. It's a new term, but think like a disc jockey, but VJ, right? You think the person who made these visuals just was photobombing Satan just because in there? Or do you think that they accidentally put that in there? Or then my question is like, well, it's the Weeknd's concert. How come his name isn't on the screen? How come it's not the Weeknd that we're seeing right there? How come the concert or how come the chorus of the song that he's performing isn't on the screen? How about this? How come Allah's name isn't on there? Buddha's name isn't on there. Charles Darwin's name ain't on there. And I'm not coming on anybody else's beliefs. I'm just saying that the adversary of my God, and I know that they call him Shaitan too, so that's good. But yeah, I'm just saying the adversary of the Abrahamic religions, he's the one that's on the screen. That's kind of funny to me. I think that's interesting, especially when you really think about how much money goes into putting these things on. Then you got to think about how many people did this influence get in front of. We're not even talking about the recordings, right? We're not talking about the millions of people who watch the videos and the millions of people who listen to the music day in and day out. No, we're talking about the people who are actually in the audience here. You can look at the numbers and Google. I've never done that because who cares? The point is it's a lot of people. And if I was having a concert and I had the name of a deity behind me and flashing lights, wouldn't you assume that I was offering praise and worship to that deity? I think that's the logical conclusion. Well, Satan's name is in big blaring orange. Oh my goodness. Like this is one of those things and one of those times where I'm like, all right, wake up. Knock, knock. God's here. Are you listening? He that hath ears, let him hear. I'm not God. God is using me right now to try and minister to you. You better really consider this, because I'll tell you what, you may not believe in God, but these people certainly believe in Satan. Clearly. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to keep moving. But man, the first time I saw that, I was like, thank you, whoever filmed this and put it online. I don't know who did that, but you did an amazing thing for the faith that day. You won something because come on. If you can if you can refute this, then first of all, I think you have a problem. Second of all, I don't know what kind of craziness that you're coming up with to refute the fact that this is clearly on the screen and it's the adversary of Yahweh. So yeah, we're going to keep moving, but that's American use of systemic Satanism right in front of your face. You can rewind this tape and look back if you want to. Okay, and here's the last one in this section. This is Bohemian Grove. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I had to mention it because it brings up how they like to hide in plain sight. It also kind of gets to the point of how they're all work together and are in the same little tight-knit club. Just Google Bohemian Grove. It's this mega estate. We're talking thousands of acres or hundreds of acres. I don't know, a lot of acres, whatever, located out there in California. And basically, not basically, what they do is you see that deity right here, and that's Molech or Moloch. And you see the fire right there. What they're doing is they're burning, they say it's the effigy of a baby, but we just saw the Luciferian video. Could very well be that they're actually offering up child sacrifice there. I wouldn't put it beyond them because, hey, Satan, I'm sure just like God doesn't want no half butt offering, just like Cain and Abel. He accepted Abel's offering. He didn't accept Cain's offering because Cain's offering wasn't pleasing. You think Satan is satisfied with the effigy of a baby? Like when you go and you Google Bohemian Grove and they talk about this, they're going to say, oh, yeah, it's their cremation of care ceremony. That's what they're doing. They're cremating their cares in the form of a baby. The form of, but come on, let's be real. Satan is not satisfied with the form. He wants your actual babies. Clearly referenced in the video that I just shown you. He that hath ears, let him hear. Now, why is this also incriminating of Satan? Well, check this out. Moloch is another name for the pagan deity Baal, which is all over the Torah and all over the Bible. And actually, in my testimony, when I mentioned to you, like, there was a picture that I'd seen at least 50 times, like doing my research, but it didn't hit me until I saw it with new eyes, like when I gave my life back to Christ. And it was this picture right here, the one on the right, not this one that's been put together so nicely by whoever did it, God bless you, but this picture right here. When I saw that, I was like, man, they're worshiping Molech or Moloch. They're worshiping Baal. The only place that I've really heard of Baal is the Torah and the Bible. But if that's the case, in the Bible, this would be considered Satan worship. And if they're worshiping Satan, then that must be that Satan's real. And if Satan's real, then God has to be real. Like that just like clicked to me like bam, 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 bam. And it just hit me like bah, bah, bah. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Now, here's the other cool thing. And I'm going to Google it really quickly just to show you how easy this is. I'm not going to put it in the video because I'm not going to risk copyright infringement. But there's a great show. There is a watch me do this. Give me 1 second, because y'all are gonna really, this is gonna be really easy to figure out. So, season 5, episode 8 of a very popular TV show involves okay, so in this TV show there's 2 prominent co-stars, a man and a woman, and the man, he's doing whatever it takes to become president of the United States. You know which show I'm talking about at this point. If you don't, ask your friend. They know what I'm talking about. Anywho, on season 5 or in season 5 episode 8, this main character goes to a location that is named kind of like off-brand of Bohemian Grove. You know how, what's it called? You know how when you go to the grocery store and there's like Cocoa Pebbles, the cereal, and then there's like Chocolate Rocks, like the off-brand version. So this dude in the show that I'm referencing, without saying to not avoid copyright infringement, he goes to Chocolate Rocks of Bohemian Grove, and they actually have an owl statue and everything, and he's wearing the robes in the show and everything. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, is that they put this in front of you. It's twofold. It's predictive program. Continue recording. They asked me like, oh, are you still recording? Yes, I am. I'm going in right now. Don't bother me. So yeah, there's a they put these things in front of you, and it's a lesser magic principle. Aleister Crowley talks about it. Don't study it because it's satanic, but it's pretty much getting to the point of it, in order for them to do something to you, they have to tell you about it first. But it's also their kind of way of mocking you, because the Luciferians are playing right in front of your faces. They're showing you their hand right in front of you. But we don't want to believe them when they tell us what they're doing. It's like Maya Angelou said, when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Go look at season 5 episode, or yes, I had to Google it to make sure. Yeah, season 5 episode 8 of the show that I'm talking about, and you will see it, and you will realize that they are referencing this thing quite obviously. He that has ears, let him hear. Let's keep moving. Oh, I got another. This one's going to take the cake about the New World Order. And this is kind of to conclude this section out.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
That's George Bush Sr.
A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle,
he was president,
governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
What is at stake is more.
September 11, 1991.
Country. It is a big idea.
9/11/91.
Where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, the New World Order, can emerge. Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is a very real prospect of a new world order.
The Council on Foreign Relations, known as the CFR, an organization publicly sworn to destroy American national sovereignty and usher in a tyrannical world police state, could not contain their glee on September 12th, the day after the tragic attack. They announced their New World Order.
There is a chance for the President of the United States to use this disaster to carry out what his father, a phrase his father used, I think, only once, and hasn't been used since, and that is a new world order.
I'm looking up a Bible verse real quick because it's perfect for right now, but I didn't have it prepared. Yeah. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. See if I can get there really quick. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. And I think this might be out of context, but for what we're talking about, it really isn't. Okay, good. Yeah, 10:51. 1 Thessalonians 5:3 reads as follows. The model walk and the day of Jehovah, the day of the Lord, right? But of the times and the seasons, the end times, check this out now. I can't make this up. My goodness, God, please let them hear this. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Here goes the key verse. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. He that hath ears, let him hear. I'm going to read that again. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, remember I'm reading 1 Thessalonians 5, verses 1 through 3. This is the King James Version. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. He that hath ears, let him hear. We're going to keep on moving. All right. So this brings us to. Oh wait, and let me. Okay, great. Right. So take another break here. And I actually need to take one, so I got to use the restroom real quick. So I'll be back. But yes, I'm going to give y'all a second to go to the bathroom, process what just come on, just process it because I know it's a lot. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be back, and we're going to move on to the next section.